What is going on, guys? It is Coasters and Things here today, and in this video I'm going to be giving you guys some tips on how to get as many credits as possible when visiting a park for the first time. Whether you're just starting out or you've been an enthusiast for years now, these tips are good for anyone. Number 1. Go to a park on a weekday. I especially recommend Tuesdays through Thursdays. The crowds will be lighter and you won't have to deal with many people at many rides. May and August in particular are good months to go to parks on weekdays because by then schools will still be in session, and in August, of course, schools will have just started back up, which means that there won't be as many young kids at parks. Number 2, get to the park before it opens. I recommend about 30 minutes before the gates open. That way you can be the first in the park. Get there before rope drop. That way when the rope does drop, you'll be at the front of the pack and you can walk right onto your favorite attractions. Number 3, this is one that I have fallen victim to in the past. Check the park's website, social media accounts, signs out front, etc. to check to see if any coasters are closed the day that you are going there. If so, then you can eliminate that credit from your list that you need. I myself am victim of that mistake in the past, and as a result I've missed a couple of credits that I could have gotten if I'd have went on a different day. Number 4, go to the more popular coasters that have lower capacity first. Take my home park, Dollywood, for instance. 2 examples from Dollywood include Mystery Mine and Dragon Flyer. Mystery Mine has always had bad capacity, which has resulted in really long lines, which means that if you wanted to ride Mystery Mine, you had to get there first thing in the morning, basically. And Dragon Flyer only runs 1 train, which automatically means you're cutting your capacity in half. Number 5. This one is optional, but I do recommend it only if crowds are very heavy and you're willing to spend the money on it. Buy skip the line passes, okay? The only reason I was able to get all the credits when I went to Kings Island was because I had Fast Lane. If I hadn't had Fast Lane the day I went to Kings Island, I'd have been lucky if I'd have gotten about 8 or 9 credits that day because it was very, very crowded. I highly recommend skip the line passes, even if you do have to pay a lot of money for them. They help save you a ton of time. Number 6, don't go for re-rides until after you've ridden everything once. Remember, you're set out to get as many credits as possible, which means that you need to ride everything at least once before you go for any re-rides. If you decide to go for re-rides early, then you might not be able to get all of the credits later because you'll run out of time. If you're visiting a park and you only have 1 day, absolutely ride everything once before you do any re-rides. I myself always ride everything once when I visit a new park for the first time before I get any re-rides on coasters. Number 7, if the park has them instilled, take advantage of single rider lines. I cannot stress enough how beneficial single rider lines are. They can save you a crazy amount of time. On the downside, it will mean that you probably won't get to ride with other people that you want to ride with, but on the bright side, it will save you probably 10 times the time that you'd have to wait in regular lines sometimes, especially at parks like Universal. Number 8, this one I actually discovered on my own. It is to ride coasters during when people are eating lunch. The coasters will automatically have less lines during that time because people will be out eating. Thus, the coasters will be less crowded. That is key to getting on coasters with less weight. I recommend that you bring snacks into the park to tide yourself over until you need to eat a full meal. When I went to Six Flags Great America, during the main lunchtime, I was able to get on 2 coasters in a span of less than 40 minutes because I chose to ride coasters and not to eat lunch during that time. It is hugely beneficial. It may not seem like it is, but I promise you it is. Number 9, Set your priorities for what coasters you want to ride the absolute most. When visiting a park for the first time, pick out, let's say, about 5 coasters that you want to ride the most, and make sure that you have done those by the end of the day. When I went to Kings Island, I picked out Diamondback, Mystic Timbers, Beast, Banshee, and Vortex as the 5 that I wanted to ride. Also, if a coaster is closing, make sure to have that as your top priority, okay? You always want to get on a coaster before it closes. Number 10, last one. Stay as long as possible at the park. Don't leave until it is absolutely necessary to. If you can, try to stay from opening to close. I know some people, that's not always going to work out. So if you can't stay till close, then just stay as long as you absolutely can. It is much better to stay at a park longer, and you'll find it a lot easier to get more credits the more time that you have. I hope you found these tips beneficial, and I hope that you will start using these tips the next time you visit parks, of course when the parks start opening back up again after this whole deal ends. There obviously are way more tips than just these 10, but I feel these are 10 of the best tips that you can give when visiting a park for the first time if you want to get as many coaster credits as possible. What tips do you have when visiting parks? What did you guys think of this video? Would there be anything that you would like to change? Let me know all that down below in the comments section. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And this is Coasters and Things signing out.